What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of Cool Chords. This week we're going to be looking at a Mac Demarco song entitled Another One. Hope you enjoy. Okay, here we go. So this is Another One by Mac Demarco off of his 2015 album, also titled Another One. And this is just a beautiful progression. I love the way these chords line up against each other, and then the voice leading inside the chords is really interesting too. So we'll get into all of that. So first things first, we're in drop D, so tune that 6th string down to D. And we are in the key. This song centers around the key of B major, is basically the kind of the tonal center of it. So we're going to start out with an E major chord, and this is kind of a pain. Some of these chords are a little bit tricky. We have to actually use our thumb. So I'm sure if maybe you were trying to play it just by reading the tab and you're just like, wait, how do I get these chords? So I'm going to explain all of that right now. So we're going to start with an E major chord, which in the key of B, that would be our 4 chord. So put your middle finger on the 2nd fret E on the 4th string. Pointer finger goes to G sharp on the 3rd string, and then you have your open B string. So that, I'm going to play those 3 notes with my middle, ring, and pinky. And then with my thumb, this is what I'm going to do. My thumb, both thumbs, well, my thumb and pick in the right hand, but the left hand, I bring my thumb over and I play the 2nd fret, which is technically the E note, right? Because we're in drop D. So I go like this. I do the 3 notes in my right hand. Then my pick hits the bottom string, and then I do that again. That happens twice. So now I'm going to keep my thumb over here, and then I'm going to have to switch to this F sharp chord over E. This is F sharp over E, like a E Lydian chord. So I put my pinky on the 4th fret, F sharp, ring finger on A sharp, and then middle finger on C sharp. Little awkward. You do that same pattern. You do the 3 notes in your right hand, and then the pick on the 6th string twice. So we got really nice sound already. So he's starting out on the 4 chord, and he's doing like a regular 4 sound, and then Lydian, right? If you don't understand what any of that means, don't worry. This is just for the theory heads that are watching this as well. And then from here we go to a D sharp minor chord. So I have to call it D sharp because we're in the key of B, so that's technically the theoretical way to call it. I would normally say E flat, but so pointer finger goes on the 1st fret. This is going to be the chord shape for this. Pointer finger on the 1st fret of your E, skip a string, put your pinky up on the 4th fret, the F sharp, and then your ring finger goes to A sharp on the 3rd string. So this one, basically the pattern is always that you're doing either 2 or 3 notes with your fingers in the right hand, and then you do the pick on the bottom string. So that's our next pattern. So that would be the 3 chord, right? If we're in B major, D sharp minor is the 3. So we got 4 Lydian, 3 minor chord. And then what he does here is you just flatten your pinky across and bar it. So this one is not that bad. You just go. Same right hand pattern. The only thing that changes is your pinky bars. And that's a B major over D sharp. So B major with the 3rd in the bass, which makes that the 1 chord again. So we got 4 Lydian, 3, and then 1 chord with the 3 in the bass. Okay, now this is the chord to me that really makes this progression pop. So that we temporarily go outside of the key, kind of go to like the relative minor, and what we have here, I'm calling this a D6 chord. I know some people are going to say it's B minor. You could think of it as B minor as well, but because of where it goes afterwards, it goes from the 6 to the 7. To me, it just makes more sense to call it D6 to D major 7. So what that is, we put our middle finger on D on the 5th string, then bar your pointer finger across 4 and 4, and F sharp and B, so 3 strings. And then once again, we have the middle finger on the 5th string, ring finger on the 4th string, and pinky on the 3rd string. So we're doing the 3-finger pattern again. And then your pick just does open D string. So I would call that like a D6 chord, right? You have the root, 3rd, and 6th. fret of your third string up to the 6th fret, and then it becomes D major 7. So I would consider that, like if we're in the key of B major, right, obviously D is not part of the B major scale, that's the flatted third, so I would call this the flat 3 chord. Right, so now we have 4 Lydian, 3, 1 chord, flat 3 chord. Alright, did the pattern wrong. And then you go back to the D sharp minor chord. Right, so same pattern from before. The 4th fret and 3rd fret on top, 1st fret of the E string on the bottom. And then we go to a B major chord again, but instead of doing the inversion like we did before with the D sharp in the bottom, we do just a straight root position B major chord. So now you go, and the fingering changes to this. Your pinky goes on the 4th fret of the 3rd string, the B note. Pointer finger's gonna go on the 1st fret of your D string, D sharp. So those are the 2 notes in that pattern, and then your pick just goes down to your middle finger on the 5th string, the B note. So that's just a straight B major chord in root position. Okay, so we have. And then it repeats. Now, one thing I wanted to say about the voice leading that's really cool is if you listen to the top note of each chord, you get this. So those top notes are present in every chord, even when he changes up the key with like that D major or that D6 to D major 7. So if you listen, I'm just only going to do the top, like each chord with emphasizing the top note. Right? So that's like a little tool that you can use when you're writing your own chord progression. See if you can keep the top notes the same and then kind of move around the bottom notes. See if you can come up with some interesting harmonies. Yeah, really amazing progression. I love the sound of this. I love the vibe of this song with those synth, like kind of like the 80s synth type sound, combined with like this really interesting progression. But yeah, I'll just play it through a few times. Alright, so that's our progression for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to the next episode. I'll see you guys then. Enjoy the rest of your day.